7. And there's some big-time information now coming from Trump. A Trump that just so happened to get put back on Facebook and YouTube just yesterday. His timing is everything here. He is coming out and stating that he will be arrested on Tuesday. Not a maybe, but he says he will be arrested on Tuesday. He calls for supporters to protest to take the nation back. Others are saying this is sounding January 6th-like, honeypotish, just because of the call of protest and everything surrounding this. But in his message, he says, now illegal leaks from a corrupt and highly political Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which has allowed new records to be set in violent crimes and whose leaders are funded by George Soros, indicate that with no crime being able to be proven and based on an old and fully debunked fairy tale, the far and away leading Republican candidate and former President of the United States will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest and take our nation back. This is what he's saying. Now, he's citing this information he's getting about illegal leaks, indicating all this. This is all hearsay and just what's coming out of Trump's mouth at this point. But some would say that it could be rather serious if he's making this statement that he expects to get arrested. What will the people do? Where will this go? If their Trump gets taken down and put behind bars, what would the people really do at that point? Only time would tell. But I told you that this was not over, and that something just like this could pop up and shake things up. I just didn't expect it this early. Well, here we are.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, and on down to rule well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and our truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. So I just want to do a short lesson of how alone the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video, this could lead to an uproar / something to look out for and things to look out for. All right. And Lord Woods Brothers just heard this guy Dabu7 speaking about how Donald Trump just came out and tweeted or whatever that he believes on Tuesday he's going to be arrested. All right. And he's calling for the people out there to go take to the streets. And like Dabu just said, he said that what are people going to do for their Trump, because these Edomites and Jakes too are madly in love with this guy. They look at this guy like he's a god. Donald Trump like he's a god. All right. And they're willing to do anything, all right, when it comes down to him. All right, like a while back when that whole Mar-a-Lago thing went down, you had down here in Florida, you had people protesting, when his house got raided and all of that. He had people protesting, taking to the streets quick too. All right, so he's saying now that they're going to try to arrest him Tuesday next week, which next week is supposed to be a pretty big week. A few things to look out for. Well, this and another thing to look out for. But he's saying that Tuesday they're supposed to come and try to arrest him or whatever. All right, and he's calling for the people to protest. So if it goes down, if he does get arrested, all right, I have no doubt that Edomites are going to take to the streets. Some of them may be set up. Some of them might be sincere, but people, I believe, definitely are going to take to the streets for this man. Because again, these Edomites look at this man like he's a god, like he's basically look at him basically like he's their savior. All right, like he's going to fix things. All right. But okay, so we got that. I'm going to pull up something else real quick too. Shalaki, 1 second, please. All right, Shalaki brothers, Lord Woods Brothers can see on the screen. I just did a simple Google search for Feds to raise interest rates, and it says the Federal Open Market Committee will raise rates by a quarter point at its March 21st to March 22nd meeting. All right. So you might ask, why is that important? Why they raise rates like every few months or whatever? Especially like last year, they did it a few times with those dates. March 3rd. All right, so like in March 22nd, which is 322. All right, which is the Skulls and Bees gang. All right, I don't want to say the whole thing, but it's a gang out there that goes by the name of Skulls and Bees. All right, that's one of their their numbers basically 322. So they're set to raise rates on that date. All right, and we all know the situation that went down with the banks and all of that. Um, and people are saying this is definitely a day to keep an eye on, and it is because again the system is in shambles. They getting ready to move into the CBDC. I believe sooner than what we think. All right, they're saying July, sometime in July, but I believe it's probably going to be sooner than that because this whole system is coming down. It's collapsing overnight. All right, so this is another date to definitely keep an eye on next week, March 22nd, and what happens on that day when they raise rates. All right, something major could happen that day. All right, but yeah, man, a few things to look out for next week. Lord willing, something goes down. Lord, the Lord allows something to go down. God, one scripture. The scripture say our salvation. One of my favorite, I quote the scripture a lot. Our salvation is nearer than we believe. All right, because that whole thing does go down with Trump. A big uproar, and things get ugly from there, man. Because again, these people, these Edomites, do look at this man like he's a god. They're still riding around with the signs, and people still on the side of the road selling Trump merchandise, and they look at the dude like he's a real deal guy. So I wouldn't doubt that people will take to the streets if they decide to arrest him. All right. The second is chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. All right, how do you measure the time? All right, knowing the prophecies first and foremost, and linking them to current events. All right, and then you realize what time we're in. All right, and if you if you are doing that, if you're being you're walking circumspect, all right, which pretty much means to get the understanding of these prophecies in the King James Bible and watch out for current events and link them to prophecy. All right, then you would, and if you're measuring the time, which that would mean you're measuring the time, you would know that we're in the last days of the last days. All right, and things are about to get ugly real quick, like the scriptures tell us. The time of Jacob's trouble is near. All right, verse 2, then shalt thou well understand at the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3, therefore when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Right, earthquakes has definitely been going on. Here, that major one in Turkey, two of them, as a matter of fact. All right, there's been a few here in America. All right, as well, all over the place, earthquakes have been hitting, and uproars of the people. All right, which an uproar pretty much is like a protest, a violent protest. All right, with this guy getting arrested, and people are with Trump getting arrested, and people are fed up. People are tired of this current administration. They're ready to take to the streets, especially if they try to lock up the man that they believe is going to fix things. All right, but he's not going to. Even if he does get back in there, he's not going to fix anything because he's a puppet. He's reading the script and taking orders as well, just like Biden is. All right, but the masses, the people out there, don't know that, especially the Edomites, that these gun-toting, red-blooded, red meat eating Americans, they're ready to take to the streets. Edomites, they're ready to take to the streets. All right, because they see they're losing their country, and they believe that Trump can fix it. And they're talking about locking them up. People are going to go crazy. Uproars of the people in the world. Then shall thou well understand. Verse 4, then shall thou well understand the Most High spake of these things from the days that before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5, for like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifested. And one major sign to show that we're in the end is the money system collapsing, because we know this current money system has to collapse and be done away with, so the next money system can be ushered in, which will be a microchip embedded inside your body to buy and sell things. All right, and that CBDC thing is a big step towards it. That's all the Karagma is. Really, all the Karagma really is digital. It is just digital currency, a digital way of paying for things. All right, a full force digital way to pay for things. All right, so yeah, man. When that goes down, this money system completely collapsing. And Most High put the spirit on Esau to usher in the Karagma. That's it. All right, so with this money system going down, the end is clearly manifested. We know for sure that we're at the end, and they're talking about a CBDC in July, which I believe again they're gonna Revelations, that's the spirit, but they're gonna bring it in quicker. All right, Lord will they do. Just speaking as a man, but I believe I believe they're gonna move quicker. Like the scripture say, Revelation 12:12, the devil knoweth the hour but a short time. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to you, brothers that push this truth and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.